This episode, we take you deep into the mystical jungles of Asia, where there's a hotel so special, you wonder why you've never heard of it before. It's a luxury resort unlike anything you've probably ever seen or stayed at before, where century-old train carriages have been beautifully restored and transformed into a hotel, where there are dazzling vintage bars serving you exotic drinks and cocktails, and there are stunning dining cars where you can imagine you've been transported back in time, and you stay in opulent bedroom suites that would grace the finest hotels anywhere in the Orient, and a gorgeous lakeside carriage serving you afternoon tea on fine bone china. All the while surrounded by a stunning national park that's so scenic it's been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. If I told you that this resort really exists, would you believe me? This is the Ritzy Travel Guide. Welcome back to the Ritzy Travel Guide. My name is Bill, and it's great to have you along with us. And this episode, you're in for an absolute treat as we take you right around to the other side of the world. We're always on the lookout for fascinating hotels that we can show you and feature on our channel. And a couple of months ago, we spent just under 1 week at a resort that's really quite extraordinary. It's certainly unlike anything else we've ever been to, and we honestly believe it's one of the most unique hotels in Asia. And what makes it even more fun, it's vintage train themed. And we'll be showing you where this is, show you how to get there, what it costs, what's included, and whether this experience is worth adding to your travel bucket list. By the way, this is the 4th episode in our special Exotic Asia series. In part 1, we went luxury cruising around Halong Bay in Vietnam. That's an absolute visual feast and the most amazing small ship. They serve fabulous gourmet food whilst you're aboard, and it's one of the nicest cabins we've had at sea. And on that, we visited many cute villages. It's awe-inspiring scenery amongst the limestone cliffs. That trip really is one for the bucket list. Episode 2 of this series saw us in northern Thailand, in one of the most rewarding and, I'd say, emotional experiences we've had for a long time. We slept, ate and lived amongst the elephants in a gorgeous eco-sanctuary, staying overnight in a bamboo lodge and then feeding the elephants breakfast, as well as bamboo rafting down the river as we swept past them in their natural habitat. It's a trip that very few people do, and we'd absolutely recommend it. And I do encourage you to watch that episode after this one, and I'll give you the links for all these videos later on. And the episode after that, we went to Bangkok. Bangkok does have some amazing night markets if you pick the right ones. And we also stayed over at a really unusual hotel, harking back to the 1920s, the days of opium dens. And it's an amazing hotel, also one to visit. So that's where we've been so far in this series, and we've kept a really special episode for you on this one. A resort that we were so excited to visit. The moment we saw it, we knew we had to stay there and film it so we could bring you along for the ride. So what is this place? Where is it? What's it called? Well, we're back in Thailand, central Thailand to be precise. The resort itself is called the InterContinental Khao Yai, and it's the brainchild of legendary hotel designer Bill Bensley. He's the visionary behind some of the most iconic resorts across Asia and beyond. We're big fans of his work and try to visit his resorts around the world whenever we can. Now, I know you're itching to get started. Take a look. So we'll show you all around where we stayed and what the facilities are like. And we'll go through exactly what it will cost if you're thinking of booking it yourself. This episode, we were traveling again with my sister and brother-in-law, and it was fabulous to be doing it together. Just to let you know, this video isn't sponsored. We paid for it entirely by ourselves. We just thoroughly enjoyed it and thought you'd like to know about it. So buckle up, or should I say all aboard. Let's take you to day 1 as we checked in. And from the moment you step out from your transport, the hotel train sign is there, dead ahead, welcoming you to the platform. And a bell is rung for arriving guests. It's like you're there on set in 1925.
It's one of those things, you look at it, you know you're going to have an adventure.
Look at this. Isn't this fun? It's like arriving at an old period railway station. Recreated. Something back in time. Before you even get to reception, you wander past a waiting room and a ticket counter, with vintage luggage in the corner and the train departures and arrivals board. As you'll soon find out, every path around the resort leads you to another feature.
It's an adventure, isn't it? Dying to go that way, but I know we should be going the other way. Okay, just a quick peep at this one. We'll be back to that section in a minute. Okay.
This time, the cute reception in the station master's office.
Oh, hello. Look at the theming, isn't that fun?
Now this is what I call theme.
I love hotels like this, where they've gone the extra mile just to give you an experience. Yes, it's fantastic.
What the Khao Yai station.
Oh yes, there we are, look. Right, we better go into the ticket office.
Love the costume. Yeah, the suits.
Hello.
Show tickets. So I have to show my tickets. I hope you bought first class.
The theming and attention to detail is astonishing.
It's fantastic, it's amazing.
And a potent ginger and lemongrass welcome drink awaiting us. We just love hotels that conjure up inspiration and let your imagination go wild. When you're here, for all the world it's Siam 100 years ago, and the staff show us on the map the layout of the resort, and there are two types of accommodation on site. Those on the hills are the vintage railway carriages that have been restored and brought back to life, and the other section of the resort overlooking the lagoon are reimaginations where they have supersized the best parts of the train and made it bigger. Right, and off to our room, and we were eagerly anticipating what it would look like. Through the reception we went, down the corridors with all their antique-style artifacts and keepsakes.
Liking the decorations.
Fire bucket. Emergency.
Yes. Oh, the room number is on the bucket. 222.
Look at that.
And in we go. And the first glimpse takes your breath away. It's astonishing. Often a travel brochure oversells the resort. Not here. If anything, it was even more delightful than we had expected. And as it's the reimagined room type, it's extra wide and spacious.
Here comes the porter. Oh, I like his outfit. Look at that. Very smart, very white.
Wow, Bill, you shower out al fresco.
It's a shower with a view.
But look, it's like the old-fashioned brass hotel, and you can hear the pipe clogging.
The old fittings.
Isn't it? I like the tiling and the theming.
So retro and period, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? Everything has been thought of.
And look, you can shower right here facing the lake. Everything is correct. You don't see anything modern. The switches are flick switches. Like, you know, like this. They're kind of flick switches.
They're almost Bakelite, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not quite, but almost.
Thank you very much. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But hey, look at the basin. Look at that.
As this was a lagoon view suite, it had a traditional style veranda outside.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
And in the background, the sounds of the birds and the tropical wildlife. We loved sitting out here in the mornings and evenings. Meanwhile, my wife was getting a tour of the veranda facilities.
Wow. So you have whiskey, you have gin, vodka, mangoes.
Okay. Okay, there's a safe down there. What's in there?
It's just decoration.
Oh.
Hang on. Fridge.
There's a mini bar is down there in this safe. Isn't that cool? What's that?
I feel like I need to open every drawer.
Look at that bedroom. Isn't that absolutely beautiful?
Alarm clock actually rings. Okay.
If you miss anything, just call number 0.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your...
I think this is one of the most interesting hotels, theme hotels, that I've been to. It's just outstanding, isn't it? It's like a movie set, isn't it?
Isn't that beautiful?
By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like, as it lets us know we're on the right track, and we'll try to put out more of this type of material. With that, it was time to wander around the resort and see what else we could find. And first off, we came to one of the most interesting sections in the resort, the part where they show you how they brought up the old carriages and then restored them back to their former glory. They call this section the Path to the Past. And what's fascinating is that they show you the unconverted, the unrestored rolling stock, so you can imagine what they started with from the beginning.
That was the condition they were in.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I like the fact that they have this to say, tell you what.
And they scoured Thailand and the surrounding countries to find these old carriages. And here's one of those. It's literally growing out of the jungle. Some of them had been abandoned for decades and had even been overtaken by tree roots, waiting in yards or fields across Thailand. The resort now boasts 19 of these restored, luxurious railcar suites, each named after different destinations. Evening was coming, so we took a stroll around the lakes before heading for a pre-dinner drink.
Just love the beautiful little pathways. Aren't they gorgeous at night? It's absolutely enchanting, isn't it? Your own little jungle environment. All the little twinkling lights this way pointing you towards the tea carriage. We're going to try that out a little bit later in our trip, so stay tuned for that one. It's like a little fairy tale. You hear the birds going to sleep. It's about 6 o'clock at night, all settling in for the evening. Here, look, got little stepping stones to step across. It's like a secret garden, a magical garden. I don't know why I'm whispering, but it's all so beautiful. You feel like whispering. Here we are, confirms it. It's the tea carriage.
You walk past the tracks and a delightful mini train that gives resort guests a ride all around. How cute is this? Before we headed to the bar, we spotted Poirot, and it serves Thai and French fusion food. And it is in the most delightful setting. The beautiful colours in the evening sun. And what with being in the jungle, you feel like you're on the set of Tarzan, or you feel like you're on the Asian Orient Express that had stopped for an evening at Lakeside.
Isn't it an absolutely beautiful setting? You could stand there looking at it for hours, couldn't you? The colours are just so rich. It's not often you get a beautiful forest location like this and it's done so elegantly. Normally there's some sort of trade-off, but not here. It's absolutely immaculate. If you're looking for a resort where you're not overrun, where there's not thousands of people, and you can come here and enjoy it. We're still a little bit early, which is why there's nobody here. I just wanted to catch it before the sun sets and everybody comes, so you can imagine what it's like. Very pretty, the pepper pots, aren't they? Beautiful golden colours. If you're looking for something that's peaceful, elegant and tranquil all at the same time, this really is one of the best choices you can go for.
Next carriage along, time for a cocktail at their bar, Papillon.
Hello, Sawadika. How are you?
Could you get a more pretty or atmospheric setting? This is one of the restored carriages and it's beautiful. And there's something about ordering cocktails in a vintage railway carriage. I have to give a mention to the hotel staff, without exception, and you'll see that throughout this video. They are some of the most smiling, friendly and genuine hotel staff we've come across. It so adds to the experience. And after a couple of cocktails or two, might have been 3, we wandered towards dinner through the grounds, which looked like a dazzling wonderland by now. It all twinkles in the evening air. And it's beautifully warm. The tropics at its best.
Feels so magical.
And it's the little touches that make the difference. Alongside one of the vintage carriages, they have an open-air cinema under the lit trees. And if you come in the right season, it's not too humid.
let's go to dinner, shall we? Isn't this magical? Sawadika.
Yeah, you see what I mean about the friendly staff.
Sawadika.
That evening, we dined at their outlet called Somying's Kitchen, and we were in for a treat. And if you're not familiar with authentic Thai cuisine, it's so fresh, it's bursting with sharp, piquant flavours and the richness of coconut milk and chilli.
A salad.
The chicken in coconut milk.
From Khao Yai.
Oh, yes, that's me. Thank you.
Look at that salad, isn't that beautiful? Look at the presentation of that. Does that smell
Just
good?
smell that. It's a salad, but just smell that.
Beautifully fresh, right?
It smells divine. It's like charred, you know, they charred they have torched that prawn, so it's beautifully charred. It has that beautiful chocolate flavour. Seafood, the stir-fried seafood with curry.
You got some prawns?
Literally, crustaceans, I have mussels, I have clams, I have prawns, I have squid, I have fish.
On a banana leaf. It's beautifully presented.
Thai food, when done well, is one of our favourite worldwide cuisines. And it's not just dinner that's a delight. Breakfast is one of the most enchanting experiences we've ever had at a tropical resort. And in just a moment, I'll show you why I say that. By the way, Ritzy Travel Guide is on Instagram and Facebook. If you enjoy following us around in real time, in between filming for YouTube, you can follow us on both of these. You'll see what we get up to, the countries we visit, and behind the scenes. The channel name is the same as here, Ritzy Travel Guide. There is the link up at the top, and I'll also put the address in the description box for this video. So follow along with us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you in those. Let's take you back to the InterContinental Khao Yai, and you can imagine it's morning as you wake up with us for the dawn chorus. Asia looks so mystical as the sun rises, and there is the sound of birds and nature from your veranda. I love getting up with the lark and watching the day unfurl. There are moments when you travel you don't want to rush, you want to take it all in. You don't know when you're going to be back. The resort is also popular for those who want just a hint of fitness, and the sound of that, my wife needed no encouragement. Guess where I tracked her down? Yep, gymming. Well, you know me by now, I wasn't going to be doing any of that gymming. Instead, my wife suggested I might like to try some morning yoga. Which was right down a slope by a fountain. Cue Buddha music. I tried to look the part. That yoga lasted, well, quite a long time. Thankfully, breakfast was calling my name, quite loudly I can tell you, so past the former platform waiting chairs into the buffet.
In we go. Having theming everywhere. There's
It's
all...
like walking into a Disney set.
The buffet was outstanding, and I know it's easy to say that about buffets these days, but this really was.
Beautiful.
Look,
Wet
they only have 40 guests today, and yet they have not cut the corners. It's just unreal.
A very high-quality gourmet selection of East meets West, from live food stations to charcoal-infused meats, salads, smoked fish and tropical juices. And it is the mark of a good hotel that even in low season, when we were there, when there aren't that many people about, they still put on a good spread.
We got chicken pumpkin curry. Steaming away there. There is a Khao Yai brie because they do have a dairy farm up here. We must try some Thai brie, mustn't we? For those who've got a sweet tooth, you've got an assortment of Thai desserts.
And breakfast here is an absolute triumph. It's one of those occasions where you say quality and you mean it.
Oh, what's we got here?
The science experiment, so you put there, the middle one is a filtration, and that is your cold brew coffee.
Oh, I must have one of those. This is not just for display. You can have one, can you?
As the weather was so good, we dined outside each day on a raised boardwalk overlooking the canopy of trees.
Isn't it a beautiful setting? Listening to the birds out here in the garden on the raised deck. Liking these slightly glamping style camping mugs, enamel mugs.
And even though it was a buffet, the staff, in fact even the executive chef, keep bringing it out to you. And it's all exquisitely presented.
That looks beautiful. Look at that. Explain what it is.
This one is the Khao Yai avocado. This one is the guacamole and they're preparing with the milk nuts and also berry from the Khao Yai.
That is beautiful.
And the food keeps coming and coming. Just when you think there can't be more, there is.
Can I just say,
Today we have the local banana with the banana wrapping with the pastry cheese.
Please.
you know what? I never eat pastry in the morning, ever. But I have one today.
It's like
Look at that.
mini works of art, each item that comes out of the kitchen, isn't it?
I think this is one of my favorite resorts in Asia.
Really? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome to Thailand.
Well, just as well I'd done my highly athletic yoga before breakfast, but I had just eaten about 4,000 calories, and we'd heard that there was a rather fun way to burn off all that flab as you toured around the grounds. And that was with the complimentary hotel bicycles. How about that? Great fun sweeping around the connecting lakes and past the resort swimming pool. And because there's a maximum occupancy of just 100 people, the resort has amazing facilities that never really feel busy. For privacy reasons, I'm only showing you when there's not many people here, but it's beautiful. Tip, come out of season like we did, and it will be delightful. Later on, I'll go through when is the best time of the year to come to the resort to see it at its best. Now, at that point, the hotel was offering a behind-the-scenes look at the old train carriages that they'd restored. Perfect, we thought. Let's go and have a look inside them, and I think you'll want to too. It was rather fun wandering around, taking a peep at the variety of rolling stock that they'd managed to find and renovate. For example, this carriage was found deep inside Malaysia, or Malaya, as it used to be known back in the day. This one is really quite large. It's 2 carriages lined up back to back. So you have a living section in one carriage and the sleeping quarters in the other, making for a rather spacious setup. I do love the colour and theming in this particular one. It's very imperial. Last days of the Raj type thing. Look at those brass bathroom fittings. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And outside, a rather fun, what would you call it, a writing desk, a correspondence bureau. Are you imagining you're right there as you watch this? And in the distance, there's a bathtub. How romantic is that? Would you take a dip in that? Would you be brave enough? Let me know down in the comments if you'd be jumping in there with your bubble bath. And there are several different designs and layouts. We enjoyed wandering around them, imagining we were back travelling 100 years ago. Perhaps we might have been a prince or a princess thundering along the Asian railway lines. And some of the carriages have private pools attached. There's also a cute kiddies club, which has been whimsically decorated with all the toys and the extras they might want. I tell you what, one of the most fun carriages at the resort is the one that serves afternoon tea. You know me, I'm always up for that. So off we rushed through the undergrowth, back through the atmospheric lake gardens. You could dine outside or in, so we chose to be in, close to the action. Again, we were overwhelmed by the theming. You're here in the jungle. You would never expect to find something like this. It's a delightful way to spend the afternoon. And again, that strong, aromatic Thai coffee. If you've never had it, try it. You'll be surprised. Of course, there's also tea and a never-ending list of things such as muffins and a whole array of cakes and tarts and gateaux and pastries that you can choose from. Well, my eyes were on stalks.
Cake, a slice of cake. There is actually some gold leaf on that too. Very pretty flowers on the top, which makes it healthy, of course, because there's some vegetation in there.
Could easily have ordered the whole menu, but I didn't. I was highly restrained. We sampled a few selections. Even if you're not into afternoon tea, sit there and relax and de-stress. It's great for the soul. Talking about de-stressing, just along from the tea carriage is the one that gives you a spa treatment. As you'd expect in an antique, renovated carriage.
You're going to be a new person when you come out.
Yeah, she's lovely.
I do love the aroma of spas when you enter. In this case, it was an intoxicating mix of lemongrass and chamomile.
I'll see you later. Have a good time. Oh, bye.
I'll see you when I'm rejuvenated.
Okay.
I didn't film the massage itself, but after that they served you a rather unusual tea. It was made from tomatoes, so it was tomato tea. Have you ever had one of those? Now, in a moment, I'm going to throw what it cost to stay at the resort and the best time to go. But first, let me show you what's in the immediate environment, because apart from going to an amazing hotel, you also want some fun things to do, some interesting things to do in the immediate surroundings. So let's go through what you can find. And Khao Yai National Park is one of Thailand's most treasured escapes. It's filled with mist-covered mountains and tumbling waterfalls. Just a couple of hours from Bangkok, it feels like a world apart. It's a haven for hikers, wildlife photographers, and anyone craving a deep breath of nature. So we went to discover it all. There are some gorgeous trails. They're all very walkable and not too taxing, including to here the waterfall that was featured in the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. You can understand why they chose this location. We stopped and took it all in. They could also have filmed the Blue Lagoon here. They didn't, but it would have been a superb candidate. We've never seen water quite so striking and blue outside of coral reefs at sea. A stylish backstroke across the Blue Lagoon. I can tell you it was all quite surreal as we bathed there amongst the trees. And once you've cooled yourself off there, just a bit further down the trail, you can imagine you're somewhat African style, as there are wildlife lookouts perched up high, which give you great sweeping vistas out. And the air is cooler and fresher up here than down in the lowlands. It's a lovely spot to sit and gaze out as we did, and let your worries drift away. Now, somewhat surprisingly, well, it was to us anyway, the surrounding area has developed into a wine region. Yes, indeed, there are charming vineyards. Well, we absolutely had to go wine tasting. Had to try this and a bit of that. I think we stayed there for an hour or two, sampling bits and pieces.
It's got legs, that one. It's got legs. Oh!
Who knew we'd be doing this in Thailand?
Gold medal. It's nice. It's very nice.
Is it quite light and refreshing?
And it's a very nice. It's not too dark. It's quite
Nice.
That is the wonder of travel. It can constantly surprise. You just need to pick the right place.
There we are.
Won the Best Wine in Asia award.
Having tasted that award-winning wine at the vineyard, we got back to the resort and, surprise, surprise, they were serving it there too. What's not to love?
We went to that vineyard today. We went wine tasting.
That evening we relaxed and drank in not just the wine, but the scenery in front of us. It's not often when we're travelling the world we come across a resort, a hotel that so completely captures our heart as much as this did. It really strikes a chord. And they have the most amazing staff and Thai hospitality in a striking setting with so much character. It has beauty, it has heart, it has soul, and I would urge you to visit. So how do you get to the resort? When's the best time to go? And how much does it all cost? Well, it's about 2 hours outside of Bangkok to the northeast. You can take a train to get there, but perhaps the easiest way to get there, which is what we did, is to arrange private transport. That cost us 2,500 Thai baht per car each way. That's the equivalent of $77, which we feel is very fair given the time and distance it takes to get there, and it was private. And I'll leave the links down in the description so you can book that if you want to. So when is the best time of the year to go from a weather and climate standpoint? If you can schedule it this way, the absolute best time to go is what we'd call the traditional winter. For them, that's November through to February. It's very pleasant and the humidity is lower. The skies are clear and it's a much more pleasant time to go walking for your photography, for your wildlife spotting. If you can't make the November to February, second best is March and April. It's still warming up, but very doable. Now, rainy season is May to October. Not to say you can't come during those months, but just be aware. So really, November, December, January, February, and at a pinch, March and April. Now, we often get asked how to book this hotel. How much does it cost? As I say, this isn't a sponsor video. We paid entirely for the hotel ourselves, but we kept an eye out for a deal. So here's a price I've just pulled out for you. This is for November time. As you can see, you can expect to pay about $330 per night or $1,200 for a 3-night stay. The prices will vary by month, but for winter, this is typically what you'd expect to pay. I'll put the link down in the description of who we used and booked through. You're free to use whoever you wish. This is just who we booked through. Over coming months, we have other unusual resorts that we've traveled to recently, and we'll be releasing videos on each of those, including an amazing eco-resort where you stay in cabins over a lagoon. And we take you to Malta, one of the jewels in the Mediterranean. That is an absolute stunner. It often gets overlooked and absolutely shouldn't be. We had a really interesting time there, and I look forward to showing you that. Do remember to be subscribed to our channel so you know when these upcoming videos come out. And don't forget you can catch our earlier 3 episodes in this Exotic Asia series. Those videos are already out and on our channel, and I'll leave the links in the description. And if you're a cruise enthusiast, we have a lot, in fact a huge amount of new videos hitting our channel over coming months. Because we're going to be embarking on 5 very different cruise lines and cruises. We'll be trying out ultra luxury cruising with Crystal. They're one of the most highly rated cruise lines in the business. It will be fascinating to go with them. We'll also be on, amongst others, Princess Cruise Lines, Oceania, MSC. Yes, we said we wouldn't go back on there, but we're trying it again. Everyone deserves another chance. And then we have a festive cruise, something a little bit special. Those who are looking for a cruise that can see the Christmas period and the New Year. And I'll tell you about that a little bit later in the year. So much coming up over coming months. While waiting for those new ones, here is the playlist for our Exotic Asia series. You can watch those right now, and here are some of our other more recent videos. We look forward to seeing you in one of those now.